And we're not going to stop looking for her until we do find her.
Coming up, the Boyle County Sheriff's Department is trying to solve a cold case from the early 90s.
A health alert coming out of the University of Kentucky.
We had 3 specimens test positive for mumps.
How students can protect themselves from getting the mumps.
Today's walk in downtown Lexington is about taking the steps to prevent homelessness in the city.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
I'm Kristen Kennedy. You're watching WKYT. Results from Nevada's Democratic caucus are coming in, and they are showing Hillary Clinton as the winner, just barely edging out Bernie Sanders. The Republican presidential candidates are battling for votes in today's GOP primary in South Carolina. We will have all results tonight at 11. Now on to our top story. An investigator has reopened a cold case. A Boyle County Sheriff's deputy is now reviewing a missing persons case from the 90s. Anna Lee Manning went missing in Junction City in 1992. The deputy Philip Dean told WKYT's Mike Byer he has leads. Mike has our top story at 6.
It's old. It's such an old case.
It's been nearly 24 years since Anna Lee Manning of Junction City was last seen.
We're not going to stop looking for her until we do find her.
While looking for a file from an unrelated case last year, Boyle County Sheriff's Deputy Philip Dean stumbled across the Manning file.
I felt that I didn't find it on accident, that maybe it was meant for me, maybe I could do something about it.
Now, Manning was last seen on November 19th, 1992, right here on North 3rd Street in Danville in front of Chin's Jewelry. She was last seen by her aunt, Elsie Williams, with a white male.
The only person that saw that was the reporting party, which would be the aunt. She said that she's never seen the man before.
Now, Anna was married to Anthony Manning, who Dean says they haven't ruled out as a suspect.
We do have some leads. We don't have just nothing. We have some. They are pointing us in the same direction. That's all I can say, and that foul play is suspected.
Central Kentucky News reports Manning was described as having red hair with blue eyes, being about 5 foot 10 inches tall and weighing 108 pounds. She would now be 47 years old. They say she also had a daughter, about 2 years old at the time, who is now about 26 years old.
I have no reason to believe that she is alive.
Dean says this is the most difficult case he has ever worked, but says he won't give up until justice is served.
That's when it'll be over until you solve it?
It will be solved. It may not be tomorrow or the next day or the next day, but we're going to keep working it, and we're going to follow up on every single lead that we can get.
In Boyle County, Mike Byer, WKYT.
The Boyle County Sheriff's Department is handling the case, and they are asking that all information on Manning go through their department. Lexington police are trying to track down a man wanted for an early morning robbery. Officers say the man went into Chase Bank on Leestown Road, jumped over the counter and demanded money. He then ran off toward Lyle Industrial Avenue. Police sent us this photo this afternoon of who they're looking for. He's about 5 feet 9 inches tall and was wearing all black. We have a health alert to pass along tonight. Health leaders at the University of Kentucky now know why they are seeing students come in with swollen jaws. UK health leaders say they have 3 confirmed cases of the mumps. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is in the newsroom with the latest information.
University of Kentucky healthcare officials say they don't know what's causing the recent outbreak of mumps on campus. The largest commonality between the cluster of students with parotitis is that all symptoms started the first week of February. 3 of those students are confirmed to have mumps. According to UK healthcare officials, mumps tends to smolder and there's a 25-day incubation period. So if the cases are somehow linked, then those students could have been together at any time during the month leading up to the outbreak. Although this is considered to be an outbreak, officials say it's not unusual for a college campus.
We see this in the wintertime, we see it in the spring, we see it in student populations because they go to class together, they dorm together, they party together. So this really is not uncommon.
The best prevention method against mumps is the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine, but it doesn't prevent all cases. Any students with swollen throat and jaw are advised to make an appointment with University Health Services. We're told in most cases, patients with mumps fully recover, but if it goes untreated, there can be complications. At the live desk, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
University leaders say students who have not received 2 doses of the MMR vaccine can and are encouraged to get vaccinated on campus. What a beautiful spring-like day we've had. Hard to believe it's still the middle of winter. Today was a nice one to enjoy outside. We found some kids at Duncan Park taking advantage of the mild temperatures. It was warm enough for some to wear shorts. Let's hope this warm spell lasts. To let us know if it will, we turn now to WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
I may or may not have worn some in here earlier today and quickly had to change, but it was that kind of day. Fantastic weather anywhere you look. And you know what? It continues out there right now because we're 66 degrees still here in the Lexington area. Even across southeastern Kentucky where they've been a little bit cooler, they're still in very good shape. Low 60s and upper 50s. That's where we likely trend for you tomorrow. More areas coming into the mid and upper 50s, looks like, as rain will sweep in. Nothing out there right now on our Defender radar network, but as we advance through time here, we'll take you through the evening and overnight. Watch that rain start to sweep in and watch those totals. We'll likely find some spots of heavier pockets of rain. Then that rain will continue with a frontal boundary to work its way out of here by the time we get into the nighttime period tomorrow. And what that will do then, at that point, Kristen, will allow that colder air to filter in behind it and start dropping in as we get into next week. I'll track those temperatures, too, coming up in just a few minutes.
Have to spoil that warm spell with some rain. Thank you, Jim. Hundreds of people were in downtown Lexington this morning taking steps to prevent homelessness. Today's Walk for Warmth raised money for families that need help paying home bills, like ones for heating and power. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain walked with the organizers.
Hundreds of people taking steps to prevent homelessness.
No one should have to sleep outside.
The money raised during today's Walk for Warmth will support the Lexington Rescue Mission's Homeless Prevention Program, a program that helps families pay their bills so they won't end up on the street.
So providing rent or utility assistance for those facing eviction or utility disconnect.
Lori says $100 is enough to help a family get out of trouble. The hope is to help at least 2,000 families each year.
One little thing comes up, an unexpected prescription, or you miss a week of work without any paid time off. It's that little thing that it's like, if you could just take care of that little bit of assistance, you're good. If not, it's a snowball effect.
Today's fundraiser dictates how many people the Lexington Rescue Mission will be able to help throughout the year in their homeless prevention program. In Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Last year's fundraiser raised more than $20,000. We got a sneak peek today of the inside of a controversial religious theme park in northern Kentucky. The outside of the Ark Park is almost complete. Workers are filling in the stern now, and the bow will be finished next month. Crews are also working on installing the exhibits inside the Ark. There will be 132 in all. The president of Answers in Genesis, the company in charge of the park, says construction on the actual Ark is just the start of the master plan.
Behind the Ark we have a large petting zoo, a 2,100 seat restaurant. We're also going to be building a theatre there too. And then we have phase 2 in front of the lake. There's going to be a walled city. Then we'll be building a Tower of Babel, then a first century village and an amphitheatre.
The Ark Park is scheduled to open July 7th. Senator Rand Paul, fresh off his exit from the race for president, is wrapping up his trip across Kentucky. The senator stopped in Lexington this morning. He's been traveling across western, southern, and central Kentucky this week for a series of town hall meetings. He is seeking re-election this year. 2 other Republicans and 7 Democrats are challenging him for the seat. One of those Democrats is Lexington Mayor Jim Gray. This morning, Paul talked to voters about how he differs from the mayor.
You know, one of the largest industries we have in Kentucky is coal, but it's been very much beleaguered and assaulted by the president's policies. And so I think most people in Lexington, most people really in Kentucky want someone who will stand up against the president's policies.
Paul said earlier this week town halls are different than campaign stops. They give them more time to talk to the voters.
I know I'm helping children, yeah, the ones in need.
Coming up on WKYT News at 6, a group of quilters is ready to send out a big shipment. Their blankets help children across central Kentucky.
As Lexington roads get busier, drivers are finding alternate ways to their destination. Many are taking neighborhood roads way too fast, leaving residents in fear. WKYT investigates neighborhood cut-throughs, Monday at 6 on WKYT.
At Gates Honda in Richmond, our grand opening will be low-key. No hot dogs, balloons, loud music, no gorillas. We have great deals waiting for you on over 100 new Hondas. At Gates Honda in Richmond, we sell new Hondas for less because we can.
Sportsman's Warehouse is your one-stop convenient place to shop. Whether you're into camping, hunting, or fishing, our expert associates can help you find the gear you need. We carry a huge assortment of quality equipment from the best manufacturers in the country and around the world. We have guns, ammo, rods, and lures, not to mention every kind of outdoor clothing for the whole family. You can shop in one of our fully stocked stores or visit us online at sportsmanswarehouse.com. Visit Sportsman's Warehouse. Shop one of over 60 locations.
No matter what time it is or wherever you are, your Toyota dealers are always open at buyatoyota.com. Now during the final days of Toyota's Anytime Anywhere event, get a great deal on the adventurous new 2016 RAV4, including the first ever RAV4 hybrid with financing as low as 0% and leases from just $209 a month. So visit here and then come in here before it all ends February 29th. Toyota, let's go places.
Join Sam Dick and WKYT TV viewers on a tour to classic Italy, Rome, Florence, and Venice, October 8th through the 16th. To learn more, our free travel shows meet Tuesday, February 23rd at the Lexington Holiday Inn Express and Suites at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. We'll also meet Wednesday, February 24th at the Frankfurt Best Western Parkside Inn at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. For more information, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
Hey, you know where to find me.
98.1 The Bull.
It's your favorite radio station.
It's the way that we get to you.
Nothing like a great song.
There's nothing like country music.
Officer Dawn and Deanne mornings. 60-minute bull rides all day.
First thing in the morning
and last thing at night.
Better country, 98.1 The Bull.
The best songs.
The biggest artists.
All in one place. 98.1 The Bull.
We'll see you there.
Standing for Kentucky means being proud of where you come from and being proud of where we're headed. Kentucky's history, present, and future have a common theme: hard work. It took hard work to get here, and we Kentuckians know it will take hard work to get us through tomorrow. At WKYT, we're proud to tell the stories of everyday Kentuckians who aren't afraid to get their hands a little dirty to make this a better place to live. WKYT stands for Kentucky.
At Gates Honda in Richmond, our grand opening will be low-key. No hot dogs, balloons, loud music, no gorillas. We have great deals waiting for you on over 100 new Hondas. At Gates Honda in Richmond, we sell new Hondas for less because we can.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Man, today, weather just makes you want to smile. It's just fantastic out there with the temperatures record-breaking territory today. Low 70s, that's where we were. Record, hello, 72 degrees officially out at the airport. Now we're looking at a nice little wind that's blowing in that warm air, and it has been for us. But the problem is we're going to see these winds change. We're getting anywhere 10, 15 miles per hour for the most part, with some gusts, especially earlier today, that we're pushing 20 and beyond. That's helped keep our temperatures up, though. 66 degrees right now in Lexington, so we're on the backside of all this. We're going to watch that stuff start to cool off quite a bit as we head into the evening and overnight. Not bad, though. I think we end up in the low and mid-50s overnight. And then tomorrow, we don't warm up much from there. We'll track that in a moment, though. Right now, 64 down the road into Richmond, 62 in London, all along I-75. Quiet as far as precipitation is concerned, at least at this moment. You had some cloud cover, a thick band with us for a better part of the day, but most of that has dropped to the south as well. We're now awaiting some moisture to come together just out to our west. Hour by hour forecast. We take you through the rest of the evening and overnight. Showers start showing up around here, maybe hit and miss variety by midnight tonight. And then we get into your Sunday. Notice temperatures haven't moved a whole lot. And you got a little pocket of some heavier rain that likely makes its way through. Where exactly that shows up could be a little bit further to the south, maybe a little more toward the north, but you could get in a little thunder and lightning out of that as well. So some thunder shower activity could develop from that. By noontime and beyond, you watch those temperatures continue to drop. 4 o'clock tomorrow, we're at 53 here in Lexington, and there's only one way we can go, and that is down. And that's where our temperatures end up as we go into your Monday morning. We're hovering around freezing here, and then we get into the daytime hours, not much better at all. Low and mid 40s break out for daytime highs. And you can see the pocket of the heaviest rain likely showing up as we go all the way through your Monday north and along Interstate 64. Then our spring fling comes to an end as that front works its way through the area and brings us that rain. Watch those temperatures. Watch that colder air really take over. So tomorrow we see temperatures cool off some. It's not a big drop. We're in the mid and upper 50s. But the big drop comes on Monday. Our 7-day forecast will reveal that for you. We're down to 43, I think, for a good average high. And then you see 30s and a system that is very, very tricky coming at us toward the middle and end of the week. It has rain potential, maybe heavy, and it also has snow potential, maybe accumulation. So
how can you talk about snow when we have such a nice day out there?
We've always got to be looking ahead.
Thank you, Jim. A group of quilters is getting ready to send out a shipment of blankets to children in need. The North Central Kentucky chapter of Project Linus works all year to help kids. WKYT's Mike Linden sat down with the quilters.
It just makes you feel really good.
Margie Willems is spending her Saturday making blankets and quilts at the First United Methodist Church in Georgetown.
I know I'm helping children, yeah, the ones in need.
Margie is a volunteer with the North Central Kentucky chapter of Project Linus. Throughout the year, the group makes blankets and quilts for children.
But we give the blankets to any organization that involves a child. We give them to hospitals, fire departments, the police department. Actually, we also give them to funeral homes because that's also a traumatic situation for a child to have to go into a funeral home.
Park says that you don't have to be an expert quilter or even know how to sew to help out at Project Linus. They've already put me to work cutting edges for the blankets. And you can help too.
After this weekend, the blankets are sent out to the surrounding counties.
We supply Scott County, Harrison County, Bourbon County, Nicholas County, Robertson County, and Pendleton County.
While volunteers say it's fun to sew and quilt, that's not what it's all about.
What do you do when you go home? You want to wrap up in a blanket. If a child doesn't feel good, if they're hurting, a blanket, anything to just wrap yourself up in, that just means the world.
In Scott County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
The group plans to make more than 100 blankets to send to children. Lee K's in next with sports, and the Wildcats are getting ready to tip off in the Lone Star State.
They are. Kentucky paying a visit to Texas A&M tonight. Two teams with something to prove, and this weekend's state wrestling championships are taking place in Lexington. Lafayette's Landon Young will be wrestling for a title. That's next in sports.
In these hard times, millions of Americans struggle to get by on low wages. Their difficult lives are made harder when they do the work they've been hired to do and their employers refuse to pay them for some hours but not all, or fail to pay overtime when hours exceed 40 in a week. This is called wage theft. It's real simple. Employers take money that belongs to their employees. If you have questions about wage theft or overtime violations, call us, Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
At WKYT, we stand for Kentucky. We stand for the people of this great Commonwealth. We stand for hard work and for those who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. We stand for the little guy, and we'd root for the underdog if we ever had to. We stand with Kentucky through hardships and through triumphs, through uncertainty and through tragedy. We stand for the big city and the rolling hills alike. And we stand for the one unifying factor that brings us all together. Pride. Pride in our home state, in where we've been, and in where we're going. At WKYT, we always have been, and we always will be, standing right here with you. WKYT stands for Kentucky.
They're television's smartest team.
My name's Walter O'Brien. I have the fourth highest IQ ever recorded.
Yes, they're facts. But CBS this Monday.
Members of Scorpion cannot be in relationships with each other.
That's what I was afraid of.
Love, believing in you, does not make me crazy. Becomes
He's going to die if you don't do something.
a battlefield.
You're in trouble now. The war isn't over.
New Scorpion, CBS this Monday, or stream it live or on demand.
It's time to wake up. You've got things to do, mouths to feed, work to get done. It's another Kentucky morning. And Kentucky mornings start here.
Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith.
You don't have time to waste, so we don't waste your time. Simple as that. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
We came here to give you the heads up, Barry.
About what?
I met a human who goes by the name King Shark.
He's back?
And now he's heading for Central City.
Cue the Jaws soundtrack.
This thing is a killing machine.
He's headed for the docks.
Let's do this thing!
We're gonna need a bigger flash.
It is a quick turnaround for the Wildcats on the court at Texas A&M. Less than 48 hours after their home win over Tennessee, the Cats have won 4 straight and will need all the momentum that they can get going up against the talented Aggies team. UK needs a good game from Tyler Eulis, but Calipari knows A&M will make it tough on him.
I don't know if it's a 15-assist game because they're going to, I believe they're going to trap him some and do some stuff. Billy will do some different things. So his pass may be the initiating pass, and the next pass may be the assist. You just don't know. But they do collapse on drives, but they're really big. So around the basket, you almost got to get those bigs away from the goal some so you get some empty rim.
ESPN's Game Day is in College Station today. Jay Billis and the guys all say to shut down the Wildcats. They agree with John Calipari. You start with their quarterback. That's Tyler Eulis.
Eulis is always the key guy. He's such a good floor leader, and I think he's one guy that can break you down off the dribble and find open people. But I think both Eulis and Murray are the two guys that you can't really leave those two. They've got to be a primary focus because they can really score.
You have to cut the snake off at the head, and that's all. That's Eulis. I mean, we've been talking about it a lot. And, we talk about Buddy Hield, we talk about Ben Simmons, we talk about some of these other guys for National Player of the Year, Denzel Valentine. I think you have to put Eulis' name in that category. For what he's been doing the last 4 games, averaging 10 assists, he's the guy that gets everybody going.
Well, Louisville had to rally at home in a heated game against Duke today. Cardinals trailed by as many as 13 in the second half. Trey Lewis gets the layup to make it a 5-point game. Later in the second, Damian Lee found his stroke from the outside, sticks the 3 to give Louisville the 56-55 lead. Cards go on an 8-0 run. Lee drains another 3, well beyond the arc. Under a minute to play, 4-point game. Marcus Thornton with the floater. Just won't fall. Louisville pulls down the rebound and holds on for the win. 71-64 the final, avenging that loss 2 weeks ago at Duke. Senior day at Transy hosting Manchester. Winner earns a berth into the conference tournament. Senior Lowell Gordon passing to senior Parker Stansberry for 3. And Cooper Theobald. The hard-nosed game as well. The drive to the basket. He is stoked, and so is Brian Lane. Hines Jones misses, but watch Parker Stansberry with the follow finish. Career high 31 for Stansberry, but Manchester caught all the breaks. Watch this play. The ball is slapped down court. Adrian Johnson the save, then passed again to Chase Castile. Somehow that goes in. The season comes to a close for the Pioneers, 97-80. Over at Georgetown College today before the Tigers game with life, the 1996 national runner-up team being honored. First half, Jordan Green on the wing, a couple of bounces and a step back. It's 56-41 Tigers. More from the high-scoring orange and black. Troy Stewart from beyond the arc nails the triple. Stewart with a baker's dozen. Noah Cottrell takes his man to the hole, leans and hits, draws the foul as well. Cottrell with 22. The Tigers, well, 5 of them score in double figures. Georgetown rolls 111-89. The Tigers now 24-3 on the year. Day 2 of the state wrestling championships at the Kentucky Horse Park this afternoon. The semifinal matches, Henry Clay's Brandon Miller in the 113-pound division is eliminated by St. X's Connor Crasing. In the 220-pound class, this is Harrison County's Kellen Williams. He falls to Paducah Tillman's Chance Orr. And here's UK signee Landon Young wrestling in the 285-pound division. Young taking on Walton Verona's Hunter Ruber. Young with the win in a fall, and Young will advance to tonight's championship match there.
I love it. It's the best. You know, I couldn't ask for a better sport to be able to come out and compete in and make family. Got the best coaches around. It means the world to me because, you know, this is what I've been waiting for since freshman year.
Former Wildcat and current Tennessee Titan linebacker Avery Williamson is back in Lexington for a few weeks working out before camp begins and OTAs. Today, Williamson, along with one of his former teammates Max Strong and current Kentucky quarterback Drew Barker, participated in the Polar Plunge. It's an annual event that has raised more than $7 million for Special Olympics Kentucky programs. Williamson told us he enjoys spending some of his off-season in Kentucky.
This is my first home away from home, so, you know, it's kind of like, it's always a good feeling when I come back, and, you know, I feel like the people love me here, and I always get a lot of just support when I come back. So I love coming back and working out in the off season, and you know, it's great. It's a great feeling right here.
You know, every year they do that Polar Plunge in February, and it's supposed to be really cold. Polar Plunge. I didn't feel bad for those guys at all today.
No.
Nice 65-degree weather.
Easy.
I mean, that's a pretty easy Polar Plunge.
I did hear that the water was very cold, though.
Okay.
If that makes you feel any better.
It doesn't. The sun was bright and shining. It's probably
We'll
a lot
be
of fun.
right back with a final look at weather.
What's better than a low price? No price. Get 4 years free of interest with no money down on qualifying purchases. Plus, double the free stuff up to $1,000 while you save up to half off during free February. Final weekend ends Tuesday.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
Folks have been taking the short drive to satisfaction for over 20 years. Not only Winchester folks, but folks all across the state and even across the country. And who wouldn't come here? With over 2,500 vehicles to choose from here in Winchester, Kentucky. No matter if it's 100 miles or the short drive from Lexington, our staff will help you start your journey. Tim Short Chevrolet.
It's the right thing to do. What's that?
It's what they do, like lifetime rotation and balancing and free alignment with any new tire.
No free kittens?
Kittens? We could do that?
I hate that guy.
Building the only trucks with the best torque, best payload, best towing, and best horsepower takes guts. Icing out the competition, that's the glory. Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month. Now, returning FCA US lessees get $11,000 in total values on the purchase of a 2016 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
He was sneaky, but that ain't the worst of it. If I catch you fishing here again and use you for bait.
Did you ever do anything that you wondered if you was doing the right thing?
It's just plain extortion's what it is. Look, jab, jab, chop, and smack.
Why do you suppose he did that?
Mighty good question, ain't B?
What if I say I won't give you the nickel? A knuckle sandwich.
Opie, son, you all right?
Ain't it a bean?
The Andy Griffith Show, tonight at 8 on the CW Lexington.
At the end of the broadcast, I'm most proud of what we have done as a team. This is the ultimate team sport, television news, and all of the people that have contributed to that night's broadcast, people who have risked their lives to tell the news and to deliver to the American people the highest quality news broadcast in the world today. That is a very satisfying feeling.
Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. We make it easy to save on the area's largest selection of buy one, get one free recliners, starting at just $299. Special financing? Of course. Just another reason why
nobody beats P-Rats.
Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $212 million, and Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $114 million. So nice today.
Very nice. And we'll keep at least the nice part of the temperatures, not quite as warm because we were a record breaker today, but we will at least keep the 50s around here. So we're running above average again tomorrow, but the problem is it comes with rain and a lot of cool air.
Thanks for watching us right here on WKYT. Hope you'll join us again at 11 o'clock tonight.